Hello and welcome back to another installment of Poke Fodder and Raise Your Hand. If you saw the curveball that Pokemon Duel was going to bring to us, and if you raise your hand, you're a liar. We have crazy information to get into. This is going to be maybe a really long video, so let's just jump right into everything. First things first, and I know you guys want to know, what was that curveball? We'll get to it, I promise. So here's what we got. The first things first. There was an apology for the Queen's Cup. Bravo. Great job, Pokemon Duel. What they did is, wherever you finished, you're going to get 3,000, I believe that's what it was. Yeah, 3,000 additional class points added on to wherever you were. So if you were at 1,700, you went up to 2,000, and that got you the EX Cube, where I don't even remember what all the prizes were. I'm not going to take time today to go back and look at those, but just know that this is an appropriate reward, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. I think this is, aside from just give everybody an EX Cube, which wasn't going to happen, I think this is the best thing that they could have done. Totally cool with that. Moving on. Where did we go? 1 year anniversary announcement for the English language. What we have is Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo Y, Ultra Beasts appear. 1,500 loyalty points for free as a trial. Figure case expanded and other updates. First things first, let's just get into it here. Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo Y are in the game. They are UXs, which we knew they were going to be. They do require a plate, and I'm actually going to do a separate video on the Mega Mewtwo's. So keep an eye out for that. It actually might even come out later today. But not going to go super into detail with that. Nihilego is in the game. Ultra Beasts wield incredible power and pose grave threat to people and Pokemon alike. A major characteristic of Ultra Beasts in Pokemon Duel is that they have a range of capabilities related to movement, to Ultra Space, and extra dual area. We'll get into that more. So I have thoughts on this. Maybe. I don't. We'll just get into it. How about that? In Pokemon Duel, Ultra Space is a virtual space. Figures in Ultra Space may appear excluded from the duel, but they do not count as excluded and can still return to active battle. Note that Pokemon in Ultra Space do not count as Mega Evolved Pokemon, so you can Mega Evolve a different Pokemon if you so choose. In addition, while a figure is in Ultra Space, its remaining number of Mega Evolution and weight turns does not decrease, and it retains markers and special conditions. Okay, interesting. We're gonna dive into more of that. 1,500 loyalty points for free as a trial. We're holding a free trial, the monthly loyalty points bonus, and we're giving you 1,500 free points. I don't even know what 1,500 points. I don't know where that gets you on the spectrum of everything, but I do know what you receive. And if you had already maxed out your loyalty points for the month, you still got the bonus, even though it says in here that players that have already earned points in the monthly loyalty bonus will receive a bonus based on their loyalty points for the month that is separate from the 1,500 free trial of the monthly loyalty bonus. Okay. Your figure case is expanded. The max capacity is now 3,000. I thought I had a lot of Pokemon. I have space for 900, and I have 700, and I absolutely want to go clean out a bunch of them. The new initial capacity for figure case, 100. It was 50. So if you are new to the game, just know that when the game started, you only got 50. It now goes up to 100. I wonder if my free-to-play account, which isn't up to 100 yet, I wonder if that gets bumped up to 100. I'll have to check that one out. And they've made some quality of life adjustments. They added a league restriction to the rule settings where you can choose either My League and Under, Only My League, or there was a third one and I don't remember what the third one was. But this is great for the game. I'm not going to go through and read all that. But it's great for the game because as a newer player or somebody who doesn't have the Pokemon to compete with chain level 10 everything, in room matches sometimes you could just absolutely get destroyed. Very, very bad for the game, really. A bad mechanic. That has been rectified, and now you can choose that you only play people of your skill level. I like that. That is a great quality of life adjustment. Moving on, we have new plates. Sphere plates. Metal Sphere, Phantom Sphere, Flame Sphere, Electro Sphere. Very similar to energy plates, except they can't be broken as far as I know, and they're only good when the Pokemon you assign them to is on the field. So, Metal Sphere. Choose one of your Steel-type Pokemon. Until the end of the duel, while that Pokemon is on the field, your Steel-type Pokemon do not become poison or noxious. That is the same as Steel Energy. And their white attacks that deal 10 or more damage, deal plus 10 damage. Your turn ends. The effect of this plate does not stack. That's wild. I'm not going to lie. That is crazy. But remember, if you assign the Metal Sphere plate to Solgaleo, you're only going to get the plus 10 buff when Leo is on the board, and your Steel Pokemon cannot become noxious or poisoned only when Leo's on the board, whereas Steel Energy covers everything and gives a plus 10 to your highest damage attack. With Sphere Energy, the 100 and the 120 both get plus 10, whereas with Steel Energy, only the 120 is going to get the plus 10 damage. Phantom Sphere. Choose one of your Ghost-type Pokemon. Until the end of the duel, while that Pokemon is on the field, your Ghost-type Pokemon on the bench can MP move past Ghost-type Pokemon and Pokemon affected by special conditions. Your turn ends. Flame Sphere. Choose one of your Fire-type Pokemon until the end of the duel. While that Pokemon is on the field, your Fire-type do not become frozen or burned, and they can MP move past burned Pokemon on the field. Could be useful. And then we have Electro Sphere, as if electric Pokemon needed more of a buff. Choose one of your Electric-type Pokemon until the end of the duel. While that Pokemon is on the field, your Electric-type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage for each Electric-type Pokemon next to them. Your Electric-type Pokemon can MP move past Pokemon that have weight, and your turn ends. Could be interesting. I like it. Just adds another dimension. I'm not upset. I don't think they're a bad plate. I think as time goes on, I think we'll figure out more how to best utilize those. Solgaleo and Lunala are added to the time boosters. You get a special login bonus, which we do know what that login bonus was. I did not mean to close that out. I will get into that. There are... Where were we? Okay. Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo Y are in the game. You can get them through a 10-pack or through quads. Really weird. There was only one EX in this banner, but 3 UX. I don't think we've had that one before. There's a gym sale. The Orbital Haul is now going on, and as feared, Poison types are going to gain plus 1 MP, and Psychic types are going to gain plus 20. They just can't get away from that. Now, let's go check out what all we are going to get. Okay. Your English version 1-year anniversary special login bonus is Deoxys. That came out of left field, and okay. If you weren't playing the game early on, if you weren't an early adopter to Pokemon Duel, you could only get Deoxys in form as a gym reward, and then during the gym you could get it in the, or yeah, during the gym in your win boosters, you could pick this one up. And I believe they gave out 2 of them. Don't quote me on that, but I think for like, this was back when you had to do 200 wins or 150 wins to get the top prize, but I want to say it was like at 50 and 150 or 150, something like that. Kind of interesting. For your free trial, I had already maxed out my loyalty points, but this is what I got in addition. 2 ingot uncommons, 2 rare metal uncommon, and 4 Carmonite. I also, whoops, we already showed that one. I was also given a free Cube EX. Thank you very much. And then when I logged in today, I got a booster ticket. Lots and lots of crazy new things happening in Pokemon Duel. Like, I can't even breathe. There's so much there. As you can see, kind of a spoiler alert, I did pull a Mewtwo Y. And if you'll notice, I'm missing a lot of ingots. I was going to do a video, and I'm sorry. I was really going to do a video, a mass ingot spending spree, but I just couldn't do it. I pulled it, and I will have my booster pulls at the end of this video. I want to touch on, if I can find it, what these new Pokemon are, because there's not a lot of them. So we will jump into Mewtwo X. Has I can't even pronounce that. Reunus Helix. This Pokemon is not knocked out in battle. If it would be, it moves to the bench instead. When this Pokemon battles, this Pokemon's number of Mega Evolution turn increases by 2. Your Psychic type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage, and your Fighting type Pokemon deal plus 10 damage. Now here's the thing, a lot of people are excited about this, like, wow, it can't be knocked out. Well, Deoxys A gets sent back to the bench. People complain about that one. So we'll as time goes on, we will see if that's really a good thing or a bad thing. Now, the difference is, and before you guys jump and yell at me on this, Deoxys gets weight 3, which is why people don't like Slip, whereas it looks like Mega Mewtwo does not. So think of Deoxys back in its infancy. When it would slip, it'd go back, and then you could just bring it right back out. Now, in order to keep infinite, and it is possible to keep infinite Mewtwo X, you just have to keep attacking. After 3 turns of you not attacking with Mega Mewtwo X, then you are going to lose your Mega Mewtwo X. And it does not increase by 2 if they attack you. Although it says when this Pokemon battles. So I want to test that out. I will test that out when I do my Mega Mewtwo Y video. I'll test out to see if they attack me, if it goes up, and then I know when I attack them, it goes up. We look at its wheel, 2-star Psychic Shove, which will become a 3-star Psychic Shove. The battle opponent is knocked back as far as possible in a straight line. Any Pokemon it collides with are knocked back. All affected Pokemon gain weight. Laser Focus, the blue. On the next turn, all the purple attacks of the battle opponent of this Pokemon become misses. I actually really like that blue. That's really good. And then you have Size Strike, which is a 120, which will become 130, which will become 150 because Mewtwo X is Psychic Fighting type. And then it's going to have 4 miss at level 5+. Moving on to Mega Mewtwo Y. Transcendent Helix is the ability Pure Psychic type. This Pokemon cannot be moved by the attacks of other Pokemon. Think Combusken. Think Blaziken. Think Lunala, Moongeist Beam. Think Solgaleo, Sunsteel Strike. Can't do it. Can't do it. When this Pokemon battles, this Pokemon's number of Mega Evolutions turns increased by 2. Your Psychic type Pokemon deal plus 20 damage. Looking at its wheel. 32 Wheel Slice Hypersonic for 50 damage, which will actually be 60 damage, which will actually be 80 damage. If the battle opponent's attack is 100 damage or more, this Pokemon cannot be knocked out. Annihilate. This Pokemon moves 2 steps away. And then Psy Strike, which is going to be 140 after evolution. The crazy thing is, and then also the 8 base miss. If you look at these, Mewtwo X is like an evolved Mewtwo. Mewtwo Y is like a Mega Mew. So, pretty interesting how they did that. Mega Mewtwo X is only 2 MP. Mewtwo Y is 3 MP, but it does not have a ghost ability. It cannot move over other Pokemon unless you do your Coco Banish. Nihilego, the first Ultra Beast and the only Ultra Beast in the game currently, is a rock poison type with the ability of White Noise. When this Pokemon moves to the field, the effects of energy plates are lost, and they count as having been used. In its first battle after moving to the field, all of this Pokemon's white attacks become gold attacks. If this Pokemon is knocked out, it moves to Ultra Space outside of the field. Now, before I go into the wheel, I do want to say, the way that that is worded makes me feel like, much like the Tapu line, where they all kind of have that same wording, I want to say that all the Ultra Beasts are going to have that same type of ability, where the energy plates are lost, it's gold for its first attack, and then they're all going to go to Ultra Space, which we covered Ultra Space a little bit more. I might actually do a separate video on Ultra Beast as well, just because it's totally new and a little hard to understand initially. Looking at its wheel, you're going to have a base 8 miss spread out over 2 wheel slices, so that will come down to 4 if you decide to take this to level 5. 28 wheel slice of stun poison. The battle opponent becomes poisoned. The battle opponent gains weight 7, and if you don't think weight 7 is crippling, think again. Weight 7 can really mess up your opponent. 28 wheel slice of white tentacles for 83. There's got to be something to the 83 in Pokemon lore. I don't know what it is, but that's a really random number. Attach a symbiont marker to the battle opponent. A Pokemon with this marker attached can only be used by the opposing player, MP moves only. This marker can be removed by tagging. That's wild. So you can take control of your opponent's figure and then move them out of the way. Very similar to Trevenant if your opponent has a grass type, or Manaphy if your opponent has a water type, with the exception of, until they tag that Pokemon, they can't move it, they can't attack, they can't do anything with it. And then a 32 wheel slice of Call Signal. Move one of your Pokemon that is in Ultra Space to a point 2 steps away from this Pokemon. At current, unless you're running 2 of this Pokemon, that's not really going to help you. Just if you lose a battle, he's going to go to Ultra Space, and there's not a way to bring him back currently. Toxapex is the lone EX of this banner, and it is a 1 MP. Poisonous Bunker. This Pokemon cannot be moved by the attacks of other Pokemon. Grass-type Pokemon and Fairy-type Pokemon cannot pass by this Pokemon by means of the effects of their abilities. When this Pokemon is on the field, the abilities of poisoned and noxious Grass-type Pokemon and Fairy-type Pokemon cease, providing the capability to pass other Pokemon. Bulu and Coco? I guess all of the Leles. Can't hop over this one. A very complex Pokemon. There is a ton going on in this wheel. 20 wheel slice of Venoshock deals times 2 damage if the battle opponent is poisoned or noxious. 8 myths. It's 12 myths total at level 1. Baneful Bunker. The battle opponent becomes poisoned, and that's going to be 28 wheel slice as well. With a 28 wheel slice of Poison Shower, a 3-star purple, the battle opponent becomes noxious. All poisoned Pokemon become noxious. Seems like this is going to synergize really well with Mega Beedrill if you're wanting to run a Beedrill, because Mega Beedrill has the ability to banish noxious Pokemon. So something along the lines, and I'm throwing this off the top of my head, running Toad, Crobat, Beedrill with Mega Beedrill, and Toxapex, Toxapex, and I'm sure it's Toxapex since it's toxic, Toxapex in a deck could have some pretty crazy synergy. Moving on, we have Toxicroak, which is a rare 2 MP. If the battle, it has dry skin for its ability. If the battle opponent is a water type Pokemon that does not have any other types, this Pokemon is not knocked out in battle. Like Blastoise? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I don't use a whole lot of water types, so I'm not sure. Poliwhirl maybe might be just a pure water type, but I don't know. You guys, we can go through and look, and you guys can let me know in the comments below the other pure water types. Manaphy is a pure water type, but Manaphy can't knock this out anyways. So I don't know that that is actually going to come into play, although it does open the door for down the road other water types. 32 wheel slice of Poison Jab. 70 damage, the battle opponent becomes poisoned. If the battle opponent is a fairy type Pokemon that is not a steel type Pokemon, it is knocked out. Magearna is the only steel fairy that I can think of off the top of my head, so this would not include Magearna, but the rest of your fairy type Pokemon are going to be knocked out. Could be a nice little counter to Tapu Koko. Could be. 8 miss. 32 wheel slice of Cross Chop. Spin again. If Cross Chop is spun, deals plus 50 damage. So that's going to be 140 damage out of a rare. Just saying. And that can be 41 at level 10. And that is the size of Zapdos's gold, just for reference. 24 wheel slice of Acid Breath. The battle opponent becomes poisoned. The battle opponent's Metal Coat's effects are lost. And Metal Coat counts as having been used. This does not cause to return to its previous evolution. So if I take my Scyther Metal Coat into Scissor, Scissor battles, lands white into Acid Breath, then it's a very niche Pokemon, but you kind of see where I'm going with all of that. Is this a Marini? A 2 MP uncommon. Indiscriminate poison. So much poison, although this is a poison banner. So it's to be expected. When this Pokemon is on the field, Pokemon that are not poison type Pokemon or steel type Pokemon deal 10 less damage. Looking at its wheel, 28 wheel slice. I see a theme here with the 28 wheel slice. 28 wheel slice, Sledge Bomb for 20 damage. the Pokemon is knocked out, all Pokemon within 2 steps become poisoned. That is I can't. Wheezing and coughing have that same. At least one of them does. Poison Sting. The battle opponent becomes poisoned. A 28 Will Slice. And Spike Cannon. Spin until Spike Cannon does not land. Damage is multiplied by the number of Spike Cannon spins. 30x Wheel Spinner. And there you go. And this is I think this is Croagunk. It's kind of a funny looking feller. Poison Fighting with the Dry Skin. If the battle opponent's a water type Pokemon, that does not. We went over all of that already. The Wheel. 8 miss. 8 miss. Belch, a 1-star purple. The battle opponent is knocked 1 step back. The battle opponent is a fairy type Pokemon. It's moved to the bench. Actually makes a fairly decent counter to Coco. Fairly decent. Not perfect, but decent. Poison Jab. The battle opponent becomes poisoned. If the battle opponent is a fairy type Pokemon that is not a steel type Pokemon, it is knocked out. There you go. We have the buffs to Drapion, Arbok, Sviper. I went over those yesterday, and I will put a link to that video there. I think that's everything. That was a lot. There's a ton of information to digest here. Like I said, I'm definitely going to do a separate video on Mewtwo Y because I have it. I don't have Mewtwo X. I do have my booster openings video coming up very shortly. And I will also do a separate video on the Ultra Beast. It's going to take me a little while to remember how to pronounce that name, but the Ultra Beast, I will do a video on that as well. But before we jump into the banners, I want to know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Like, this absolutely came out of nowhere. I'm intrigued. It's piqued my curiosity. That is for sure. I think the Ultra Beasts down the road could be a major force to be reckoned with. They could become the new meta. Lots of things to counter against Lunala, with so many Pokemon now leaving status effects, and the Ultra Beast is the first UX we have that doesn't require a plate. Also of note, I have not heard back today, but as of release of this new banner, there was a glitch where people were able to put Mega Scissor into their deck, just base, like no scissor, no nothing. They could just flat out put Mega Scissor into the deck without having to do the evolution, and it stayed infinite. I'm not sure if that's been corrected. I know a couple people in the End Guild were able to run it, and I haven't heard back or anybody talking about it yet today. But let me know in the comments below if that glitch is there. I don't have Mega Scissor, so I can't test it out. And as you saw, I don't have the materials to craft it. So I will let you guys let me know in the comments below. But yeah, I'm excited. It's been a month coming, and I think they did a good job on this release. Even with just one EX, I think what they've added to the game is great. I'm not excited about the gym being Gengar Gym again, but hopefully maybe there's enough out there that Gengar and Toad won't completely dominate the gym. But that's going to do it for this installment. So until next time.
music.